welcome to episode 28 of Two Guys, Zero Planners, brought to you by Pen Chalet. September's over, but October's here, which means the start of fall colors with inks. And Pen Chalet's got plenty from your favorites like Robert Oster and, well, there's a lot of inks. Just head on over, take a look at their ink selection, pick out your favorite yellows, oranges, and reds, and use the code 2GUYS so you can get 10% off site-wide, along with free shipping on any order over $50 in the US. Thank you to Pen Chalet for sponsoring Two Guys, Zero Planners. So, Urban, before we talk about some new acquisitions, why don't we talk about some downsizing?
Yeah, so I don't know what exactly triggered this, but somehow recently I felt that I needed to get rid of some of my pens. Maybe it's because I actually have a list and I know how many I have. And that was about 70 maybe. And I thought, yeah, that's a bit too much. It's basically, at some point it was, I got a new pen, I inked it up, I tried it once, and then I went on to the next pen that I bought after. Because sort of with so many pens, it's hard to even use them twice. And that's kind of sad. So I started looking through them, and yeah, now I am down to about 40. Basically, that only means I have another drawer full of pens that are supposed to be not in the collection anymore. And selling them is something I probably should do as well, but something that I haven't gotten around to, apart from one or two pens.
Well, you still have 10 times more pens than I do.
I do, yeah. And I can already see that it's nice because I'm discovering older pens, and they're also really nice, and I remember why I bought them, and yeah, it's nicer even at that level.
So what's the ratio of cheap Chinese fountain pens to others?
Well, I'm keeping all the Pen BBS pens, so that's, I don't know, I would say half of them are still Chinese pens, but then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Kawecos and 2 Diplomats and the Leonardo and some Platinums in there. So it's slowly moving away from Chinese pens, I'd say.
Which Platinums do you have again?
I sold the 3776 with a soft fine nib. I've kept the one with the ultra extra fine nib. And I have a broad one that is currently with Annabelle, and I don't know, will get turned into a architect or a cursive italic. I'm not sure yet.
That should be rather fun. Now, is it you're not sure yet because you don't know what she's going to do to it, or you haven't decided yet?
I haven't decided yet. I mean, I already have 2 cursive italics from her, and my double broad Pelikan M205 that will get turned into an architect. That should be fun, and I'm not yet sure what to do with the Platinum. We'll see.
Well, sounds like you've got some plans for those. Anything on the horizon as far as other acquisitions once you've slimmed it down a little bit, or are you actually going to kind of hold off on the acquisition game for a bit while you still thin it down some more?
I will try to not buy stuff. I don't know if that's going to work or not.
Thank you for emphasizing try.
Yes, I have a bit of a problem there somehow.
Just a little bit. I mean, you're doing a good job getting rid of some, but you did pick up a couple new ones. Yeah, how's that special edition Pelikan that I completely hated on in one of our special guest episodes?
Yeah, did you?
I think I did. Some listeners going to comment somewhere that I got it totally wrong, but hey.
So I picked up the M205 Star Ruby. I mean, how could I not? I paid 120 euros, and then that included 2 bottles of ink and shipping. So that's a fair price, I would say. Yes, so that's my third M200 or M205. As always, they're really well made. The nib was a tiny bit out of alignment, but like tiny bit. So that was easy to fix. And the material is just gorgeous. I mean, the the sparkles are much smaller than what you see normally on Sailor brands, but it's still sparkles basically in any light. It's really great.
Yeah, I was just looking back. It was the special episode with David Figboot that I tried to just gloss over the Star Ruby, I believe, as just another special edition 200.
Mm-hmm.
The more I see that one out in the wild, the more I'm actually intrigued by it. I may have to rescind my hatred.
Yeah, I mean, if the size works for you, then that's a great pen.
I don't know. Now that I've got an 805, I don't know if 200 series would be well, no, okay. If I like a Sailor Pro Gear Slim, I'll like a 205 still.
I don't know how thin the section on the Pro Gear Slim is. Maybe that could be an issue because it's a fairly thin section. That could be an issue. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. If it is a thin section, that could potentially cause some issues. I like a good fat section on a pen. Just, wow, I'm going to go ahead and just take a quick drink of water and forget that I ever said that.
Yeah, we can try as much as we want. We want to get up to levels of the leaky nib with stuff like that.
Well, it's not that we can't. It's that I promised Ron when we started this show that I would keep it somewhat friendly. And
Okay. Yeah.
right before I hit record, I say a whole bunch of very profane words over and over and over again to get them out of my system.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll walk around the apartment and listen to music from Blink-182 and sing along with it just to get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Urban, I was on BYOB. I can hit raunchy.
That is true. It's fine.
Of course it is. Everything is fair game when it comes to nibs and sections and pistons and... Oh, wait.
Yeah, sure.
Boy, see, this is what happens when... Well, yeah, this is just what happens when you work with me. I think you're probably getting used to it by now.
Yeah. I mean, most of the stuff doesn't happen in the podcast recording, right? It happens in certain chat rooms.
That is true. By the way, thank you, Diana, for pointing out that, yes, the 1911 and the Pro Gear use the same nib.
Of course they do.
They feel different to me, okay? They just feel different.
How many have you tried?
I've tried 6 1911s, and I've tried, as far as Pro Gear Slims go, I've tried 4 Pro Gear Slims.
Okay, but...
Like the sizes?
Yeah. Are they the same? This is so confusing with Sailor.
The 1911s, I've tried 2 soft mediums and 4 hard broads. And for the Pro Gear Slims, I've tried 4 hard broads.
Mm-hmm.
The nibs feel different. I feel like the Pro Gear nibs just feel better.
Okay. I mean, they also look better. Depends. So
they do.
It's okay.
I mean, I am a sucker for a flat top.
Yes.
Okay, another drink of water. So what's this about a pen BBS?
Yes, of course I did buy another pen BBS pen. The recent review by SBRE Brown of the 469, or he's currently reviewing quite a few of them, prompted me to look at the pen BBS Etsy store again, and then I just saw this nice 469 with green caps, and I just had to have it. That's probably my favorite model, the one with the 2 nibs.
Is that pen rest supposed to look like a pea pod?
Yes. That's one of the pen rests I got at the Pelican Hub.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because now I'm hungry for both grapes because of the color of the cap and peas because of that pen rest.
Someone said it looked like a dying snail, but...
Okay. Wow. So, I mean, what are your overall thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, if you like a girthy section, then it's a pen for you, I guess.
Okay. Well, and it's a double-ended pen, is it
Yeah.
not?
Yes, it is. And number 6 size nibs. And what I also like is that it takes about 1 milliliter of ink per chamber. So you don't have to use it for forever, I guess, because it can write it dry pretty quickly, which is nice. And yeah, it's very comfortable in the hand, I would say.
Very nice acquisitions. Mine are probably, well, we'll talk about one of my acquisitions next episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I picked up a second Atelier Lusso.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer have the first for good reasons, but the second one is definitely a keeper because it's one of his Andromeda series that has the dragon inlaid into the cap.
It appeared in one of the videos, right?
Yes, it is actually the nib that I have on there right now does really nice ink reviews. So I'm probably going to be using this pen for ink reviews for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I go to actually do the review of the pen itself, I'll stick the second medium nib on there that I have. But I'm going to keep the random stub on there that I've got right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for people that have seen my Waterman Serenity Blue video and took a look at the nib, the reason there's no tipping on it anymore is when I got the pen, I finally had a number 6 Yovo nib that had a defect.
Finally.
And boy, what a defect it was. Like 4/5 of the tipping was on the left tine, and the actual molding of the right tine was skewed.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to Eric and I'm like, hey, I like broad nibs, but I think we've got a problem here. And he was cool. I mean, literally next day he had a medium nib out to me, arrived in a couple days, and it's sitting in my pen case waiting to actually go into the pen. It still hasn't been used yet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I was expecting to actually send him the nib back, just, kind of nib for nib. But he's like, no, have fun, grind it down, do whatever. Yeah, don't tell me to do stuff like that.
Well, it worked out fine, didn't it?
It did. But for people in our audience that may or may not want to cringe right now, I used a metal nail file and I used a buffing block for fingernails.
Yeah.
Nothing else, because I don't have tools for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I did some grinds on parallel nibs with basically the same setup. So
I'll tell you what, it writes very, very smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all I could hope for. But it's a good size pen. It's a double flat top, so flat cap, flat body. Section's got a good taper on it.
Mm-hmm.
And another cool feature about it, if you unscrew the section from the body, the center post that screws into the body is like a marble white, like the same marbled white look that the dragon that's inlaid into the cap is.
Mm-hmm.
It just adds a whole bunch of depth to this pen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, what can I say? I saw it on the website and I was very happy that no one bought it before I could get to it. And speaking of Waterman Serenity Blue.
Yeah, I actually dug out my sample that I got from Kimberly at some point via Paris somehow. And I inked it up, and I must say it's not as bad as I expected or remembered. It is still a bit too royal blue for me, but you're right. If you use the right paper and if it's wet enough, you get a tiny bit of sheen, but well, that makes it look pretty nice, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it does help make it look better than just flat royal blue. I mean, overall, I like it. It's blue, but it did get me thinking. I'm probably going to start reviewing some of the more entry level inks like Diamine, Waterman. That's the bad part. Like, I'm not too familiar with the entry level inks because I just immediately go straight to like Robert Oster, Bungu Box, Colorverse, like the ones where you're shelling out $25, $30 for a bottle.
Yeah, I generally don't do that. Sort of just like with the pens, there's a lot of Chinese pens, and I do have a lot of Diamine inks, and the Pelikan 4001 inks are also pretty nice and pretty cheap here.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it's like €5 for a 30 milliliter bottle or so.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, same for the normal Roran Klingner inks. They're also in that range here. And that's a 50 milliliter bottle even.
Wow. So what you're telling me is I need to send you €200, have you buy me a bunch of inks, and then use what's left over for shipping.
Yeah, I don't know. Could end up in a big disaster. Or you could just buy them at Fountainfeder and have her ship it to you. Would be about the same, I guess, price-wise.
I could do that. Or if I wanted to follow my trend of just spending stupid amounts of money with no real reason, I could just fly you over here with a bunch of ink in your suitcase.
Okay, sure. When do you want to do it?
I don't know. When do you have about 48 hours free for a flight out and a flight right back?
I'm flexible, I guess.
Good, because you're not getting a seat. We're just tossing you in a suitcase and tossing you under the plane.
Okay, but where do the inks go then?
Wow, I didn't think about the logistics there. Why did you have to point out the flaw in my plan, Urban? I mean, I know you're trying to be comfortable and everything on this flight, but still. But yeah, that ink taught me quite a bit. It's now taught me that other budget-friendly inks are way more budget-friendly where you live. But yeah, I think some of them actually deserve some YouTube time. And so if anyone has suggestions for some good budget inks that you want me to review on the channel, join the Discord. Send them to me there. I'm currently experimenting with a Slack, so that might be a thing. We'll talk about that later if it becomes a thing. Or go to one of my YouTube videos and leave a comment. I actually read and occasionally respond to all of them. So, speaking of people asking us questions, and going back to the fact that it is Inktober after all, Beth Hobson asked, what are your thoughts on Inktober and the Diamine Advent Calendar?
Yeah, so Inktober, how did that work again? There's a prompt for each day, and then you're supposed to draw something with liquid ink, I guess.
I thought it was more like you get 30 prompts or however many days are in October. And then on the very last day of October, you sit down with a bottle of Jameson and you see how many of them you can fit on one piece of paper.
Or that.
That's what I did last year. What came out was so embarrassing that I didn't release it to the world.
Yeah, I can't draw anyway. Yeah, so I'm just following along on Instagram with everyone doing the drawings and stuff. That's as far as I go with Inktober.
What's one of your favorite ones that you've seen so far?
I don't remember.
Oh, you've got to have a favorite.
I don't know.
I put you on the spot, man.
Yeah. I'm currently opening up Instagram.
That's not fair. I'm doing that too.
I see cameras. I see dogs. I see plants. No.
Okay. Yeah, because I just remembered Inktober actually qualifies for a lot of different worlds other than ours. So searching for the hashtag Inktober is probably not going to work out well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm going through stories here really quick. Who was it? There's been a couple that I've actually really liked. And I'm trying to remember who did them. Because I found out something. Once people start following you on Instagram, you start seeing all of their stories. And once you start seeing all of their stories and everything, it just becomes really, really, really hard to stay on top of that stuff.
Yes.
Oh, that's who it is. Tiff Arment. Yeah, she's been doing like some pretty cool minimalist cartoon art. And I really like that style. And I mean, it beats anything I can do. So yeah, my thoughts on Inktober, it's a good thing, but I'm personally not participating. I'm just a spectator.
Yeah, me too.
As for the Inkvent calendar, I haven't done an advent calendar since I was 5.
Well, I did get one last year, or half of one. So like 12 inks from, somewhere in Canada. I don't remember. Sorry if you're listening. Yeah, so I like that better than actually paying 60, 70 euros for one from Diamine.
I mean, so you're getting 24 7ml bottles and then a 30ml bottle.
So my problem with this is that it's all new inks. And what happens if there's one in there that you actually like, and then you only have 7ml and can't get a bottle of it?
Then that is the most cruel joke an ink company can play on you. I mean, the price isn't that bad, I guess. You're looking at 198 mils of ink for $90. Did I do the math right? Yeah, I think I did the math right. So, I mean, as far as the dollar to ink ratio, that's not bad. But I agree with you. If you find one that's a diamond in the rough, the second you put that thing into like one of your giant stub nibs or one of your parallel nibs, you run through all of your ink in like one day and you're like, wait, what happened to my favorite color?
Yeah.
And then Christmas is ruined.
Exactly. Plus, I probably have enough inks to do my own advent calendars for a few years. And that would all be new inks to me anyway.
You know, one of these days, I'm actually going to get my inks put up on FPC. Can I just send you my coloring and have you put them in for me?
I don't know.
Just take a picture of my coloring and let you guess what inks I have.
Sure. Let me write a program to come up with random names for them, and then.
Oh wow! Would they be sarcastic names or would they be decent names?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because I mean, I don't want the program to suddenly name one of them "You Limey Bastard Green."
I don't know. Maybe I can ask Michael for input there.
No, he'll come up with something having to do with soundboards. It's always about the boards.
It is.
How many different How many different Slack names did he come up with having to do with boards in like a 4-hour period?
I don't know, 30, 40, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I get for renaming Floor 3 Media to More Boards Media.
Mm-hmm.
I caved into one joke, and now it happens almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's going to do with himself when I actually finally get a soundboard just to have one. I won't even use it to mix. It's just going to sit in the closet, but I'll have it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, dude, I've got a board. What are you going to do? You know, that's what I would like to see. I would like to see a set of inks that mimic the color scheme of a Rupert Neve console.
A what console?
Are you familiar with Rupert Neve?
No.
You're not familiar with Neve? Interesting. Okay. Let me find you a picture. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's the picture I'm sending you. It's a 48 channel Rupert Neve design 5088 Shelford. Oh my goodness, that is drool worthy. Okay. There you go.
Oh, that thing. Okay.
Uh-huh. Like, oh my goodness. Like, if you could make inks that had the same nice browns and reds and blues and greens that this console has, I'm sold. I'm happy. You just made my favorite inks.
I mean, there's inks for everything, it seems, these days. So,
well, I mean,
Why not
Diamond
that?
made inks for Gibson. Why not make inks for, like, the actual mixing consoles? Put that in my advent calendar.
uh-huh.
So there you go, Beth. I think we answered your question.
I think so, yeah.
Well, it looks like we're going to be talking more inks, though, because Alexander Kramer did ask what our favorite inks for the fall are.
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I generally don't have inks that I use for special occasions. I just use whatever I feel like, and it doesn't really have anything to do with if it's fall outside or it isn't. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, some people do it.
I mean, some people do, but I'm already all over the place with my inks that I don't pick one out for a particular season. It just goes with what my mood is. Like, so right now, for my everyday inks, I'm going on a green kick. But I'm starting to be intrigued by purples.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea why, but I am. So yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know. If we go off of what I used, no, we can't even go off of what I used last year. Because last year, I think, last year I was all over the place. I had some blues, I had some greens, I had a blurple. So yeah, here's one for you, Alex. What's your favorite ink to use during the fall?
Yeah, right back at you. Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, I should be able to pin it down or something like that. I should be able to go like Robert Oster Pen Addict Fire on Fire. I don't know why that was the first orange ink I thought of. I know one that's better. Diamine Cherry Sunburst.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if I was going to pick an orange ink, it'd be that one. Because that one reminds me of a Gibson Les Paul.
Surprise.
You don't work in the recording industry for a few years and not come away with an affinity for a nice gold top Les Paul.
Yeah, I don't like... okay. There's nicer wood colors and finishes, but okay.
Ouch. Okay, who's got a better finish than a Les Paul?
No, I mean... Yeah, I don't like this change where it's brown on the outside and gets lighter. Those I don't like those. They look weird. Give me normal wood without any color on top, or make it crazy and give me a bright green one or something like that.
So you're not really into the whole starburst thing. You're more
No,
into...
oh, that's the worst.
Okay, so like the natural wood tones that you would get from like a Conklin, like from that bass company, or like some of the Ibanez, mahogany basses.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I can respect that. Like, seriously, a good natural wood guitar or bass guitar is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sunburst stuff because, well, once again, grew up in the desert. It's just what I grew up with.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome and all.
Yeah. Wait, what? And one of my favorite guitars growing up was an Ibanez AR30 with tobacco sunburst. So it was black, fading into brown, fading into orange, fading into yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Alex. You just inspired guitar talk, and I expect to see a comment with your favorite fall ink.
Yes.
Yes, you don't get a choice. We've officially asked you. I'm waiting. We'll sit here and wait. Go ahead. Oh, wait, I have to actually post this first, don't I?
Yeah, and then we can wait.
Okay, fine. So we'll time you from the time you hear me say that we're timing you right now. There you go. And, oh, this one is for you. Urban, the pen place wants to know, have you found a new favorite fountain pen since you've been gone?
And now that song is stuck in my head.
Oh my goodness. There's a special version of that song stuck in my head. I have no regrets with this. No regrets whatsoever. No, not the Kelly Clarkson version. That one's horrible. There we go. And that's as much as we can play without getting any type of copyright issues. Yeah, I prefer the A Day to Remember version. It has more energy than Kelly Clarkson. I'm sorry.
Are we talking about the same song?
I think we are.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I just picked a version of it done by a different band that I think is better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Wasn't even sure.
Well, I mean, their drummer has a drum set shaped like a whole bunch of acorns.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to respect a post-hardcore screamo band that their drummer is willing to have custom drums made like the shape of acorns to play on.
That is certainly true. So, the question was, what was the question? If I found a
new favorite fountain pen since you've been gone. Thank you, Pen Place. You have completely derailed us.
I wouldn't say so, but I've found a few old favorites, I guess, by downsizing and looking through what I have here. And I mean, in general, I would have a hard time to pick one favorite pen anyway. That just doesn't work for me. I have multiple great pens here.
Okay, if you had two pens that you reach for on a daily basis, are they still the same pens or have they changed?
Yeah, they always change. So I currently enjoy a Moonman M2. So that is these transparent eyedropper with that red band with the Bock titanium nib in it. That's a fun combination. And I've dug out the Platinum Ultra Extra Fine. That is also a lot of fun. So maybe these are old favorites, new favorites. I don't know.
Well, I would say the Moonman tends to come up with you a lot more often than the others.
Yeah. But I mean, I have so many Moonmans. I have at least 6. So.
Wow. I figured... I don't know. I figured that you were the type of person that even though you had all those pens, you would just have one that was like stupid Hollywood references. You're precious.
No, not really. It always changes.
Fair enough. I don't know if I can. No, I've got a favorite pen. And no, it's not changing. Jonathan Brooks, you have made my favorite pen. Thank you.
Hmm.
I like it better than the Atelier Lusso. I like it better than the Pelican. And yeah, I just love that Charleston. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Even though I do want to get a gold broad architect nib put in it.
Hmm.
So that is on the shopping list.
First the soundproofing and then the nib.
Yes, first the soundproofing, then the nib. Well, actually, first the soundproofing, then a different sound interface, then a different microphone, then a different
the board.
cable, then in-ear monitors, then vacation collars for my dogs, then vacation harnesses, then a board, then a nib.
Okay.
Well, because I also have to buy inks and other things to review. So there's that. Yeah, that stuff doesn't come cheap. It tends to add up quite a bit throughout the year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly part of the reason that stuff I review doesn't stick around long. I mean, I'll pick it up, I'll get used to it, I'll write with it so I can give an honest review. But a lot of the stuff I'm doing to give people kind of an idea of what they're getting into on a product that's either just come out or a product that you may be looking at buying.
Yeah, I should buy more expensive pens and then I would have a chance selling them again.
Well, there is that. I actually need to drum up some ideas for some more budget-friendly pens that people want to see me review. I think I did 4 budget pens in one video a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been some new budget-friendly pens that have come out since then. And I should probably give them a look.
Yeah. I mean, Platinum, did they already release that new
Checking now.
pen somewhere between the Preppy and the Plaisir?
Platinum Profound?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that's a $10 pen.
Yes.
Should I review it? I should. I should totally review that. That would be a good budget pen to review. Because, I mean, we do, a lot of places do, like, Secret Santa stuff at work. And if you ever want to penable somebody, $10 is in that budget.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of places make the budget $20, $25. So that would work. That's actually a pretty nice idea. Thank you, Urban.
You're welcome. I mean, the nibs are just, I mean, they're the same nibs and basically the same section as the Preppy. And I recently inked up one and they're great nibs. So can't complain about those.
I will say I'm tempted to pick up one of the Lamy Aquamarine Studio Special Edition pens, though.
Yeah, I've been tempted by the Studio as well. I mean, I have so many Platinum nibs now, and my wife stole my CP1, and now I have only a Vista, and I don't really like that section, so I need a pen for all the nibs.
Oh my goodness. Nib theft. Gotta love it. Oh, before we go, there was one other thing I wanted to get your opinion on. The Opus 88 Bella.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the look of that. Like, particularly the red one.
Yeah, I basically saw one shot of it, so I'm not entirely sure if I like it. It's a bit too curvy for me, I think. That's how I would describe it.
And that is where we have to differ, my friend. There's a song from the early 90s that has to do with curves. I mean, granted, it's talking about other things, but I think that applies for this pen. Yeah, we should probably go on that note before I say something else that's incriminating. To everyone listening, thank you guys for tuning in. We love doing this for you. If you like the podcast, leave a review on iTunes or whatever your podcast player of choice is. And till next week, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.